I'm packing up for the Ironman World Championships and I'm going to bring my grill along because I want to avoid eating out and all the craziness that is sure to follow an event like that. I've done this for countless trips and vacations and I've made a lot of mistakes along the way that I'm going to help you avoid while helping you save some time and money. You're probably not going to forget your grill, but there are a whole bunch of other things that you might accidentally leave behind, and that's why I suggest that you make a checklist. That way you don't miss anything in the frenzy of packing and you can cross it off as you go to make sure you have everything at your destination. On one of my recent trips, I realized I forgot to bring my thermometer, and so I ran to the store in hopes that I could find it. There's nothing worse than going to a store in a place that you don't know and coming up empty because they don't have what you need. I ended up having to roast that chicken by sight, and that's pretty sketchy because you got to be able to cook things by temperature to make sure that they're safe. That's not a mistake I want to make again. In a similar way, you want to make sure that you have all of the tongs and utensils that you need in order to be able to cook things on the grill. Your Vrbo or your Airbnb is not going to be very happy with you if you take this plastic spatula out from the kitchen and ended up melting it. And even if they have a grill and all of the utensils that you need, there's a reasonable chance that their grill brush has been there way too long and is starting to lose those bristles onto the grilling surface. You want to bring your own just to make sure that you can get everything nice and clean, but I've got a pro tip for the very last thing that I suggest you bring if you find yourself in a pinch and still need to clean the grill. When it comes to spices and rubs, everybody has their favorite, but who wants to go to the grocery store to spend $8 for that rub just for a single meal? What I like to do is I go and I bring just a little bit in a container, always have a little bit more than I know I'm going to need, and then I leave the rest at home. This is a whole lot cheaper than buying a whole container, and you're going to save a ton of money by planning ahead just a little bit. And plus, the food's going to taste a whole lot better. You may have a grill where you're headed, but it probably isn't as good as the one that you have at home, and you might consider bringing one along with you. I have a problem that not a lot of people have, and that is I have a bunch of portable grills, and I have to decide which one I'm going to take. You also have to pack a little bit differently depending on which one you grab. For example, if I'm taking a propane grill, I have to make sure that I bring a tank of propane, the adapter hose, or some of those 1-pound cylinders, which are super expensive. And I'm sure there's somebody in the comment section right now about to tell me that you can refill those 1-pound cylinders, but it is illegal to transport them once you've done that. And I feel like it's my duty to help my subscribers and keep them from getting exploded. Another common mistake is forgetting the fuel that you need for your grill. If you have ever bought some of those small bags of charcoal, you know that they're way more expensive than the big ones when you look at a per briquette basis. So go ahead and bring that along with you, but also don't forget all the things that you need to be able to light it. You got to get the fire starters, a lighter. If you're doing propane, you got to bring that adapter hose or the propane just to make sure that you've got it. Those are some things that are really easily overlooked and left sitting in the garage and not ending up in your car. Charcoal and pellets are way easier to pack up and you can put them inside the grill. I'm not sure if there's a burn ban where I'm headed, and I have been burned by that before, so I'm going to leave the charcoal at home and bring my pellet grill. That should work really well with a menu of roasted chicken and some veggies, and it's going to make a really nice meal. One of the things that I've added to my list more recently is a good knife. When I was at Grandma's house and we made some really good tri-tip, they gave me the dullest knife on the planet and asked me to slice it up, and at the very last second, it ended up getting completely shredded, all because I didn't plan ahead and bring a decent knife. If that's ever happened to you, or if you really care about a sharp knife, this has to be in your toolkit. And you probably already have a favorite knife in mind that you would want to bring, but for me, it's a curved boning knife. I find that it can do just about everything from trimming up a brisket to slicing steaks. The only thing it doesn't do very well is chopping up some vegetables, which is not too common. The nice thing is it's small enough that I can pack it away, and it's easy to carry along. And if you're going somewhere and you're not sure if they have it, make sure that you bring everything that you're going to need to put your food on or eat it with. Those cheap plates from the grocery store are going to break, or they're really small, you're not going to be able to fit a lot of food on them. And that cheap cutlery, you end up taking one stab into your chicken and you break off one of the tines. But no matter what, I always bring some aluminum foil, because if you need to send somebody away with some leftovers or make a container to put in the fridge, this is super inexpensive and it makes it really easy to be able to store things. Not only that, but if you've ever bought really cheap aluminum foil, which I have done on a vacation or two, you'll find that it's so thin that it's going to poke a hole in it anyway. So here is that bonus tip. You take that aluminum foil, and you smash it up, you can use it to clean the inside of the grill and get those grill grates clean, and then throw it away when you're done. And if this is your first trip, you might want to do a dry run in the backyard. Take everything on your checklist and lay it out, and then go ahead and get cooking. If you have to go inside, you've messed up, but go ahead and add it to your checklist, and then you'll be ready for when you leave. With that, I'm headed to the Ironman World Championships.